Mark and Paulette here, the two travelers in Mexico, and we are here today with our most recent house sitters and new friends, Blanca and Bill.
Hello.
They're from Texas.
They are. They are from Texas.
Howdy, y'all.
Now, interesting story about Bill is he tells me in his younger years he was once a stripper, male stripper, but I had to remind him that being chased by an angry mob and have your clothes torn off doesn't count as a stripper.
Darn it.
But, so I tried to tell him, you know, I tried to get him to promise, you know, if he feels the urge to take his clothes off, not to do it, because we're not that kind of a channel, but he said he could not guarantee that.
So if you hear like some downtime,
yeah,
you'll know why.
If we cut away quickly, you'll know what happened.
He was misbehaving again.
Yep.
Okay, so tell us your story, Blanca. Why are you in Mexico other than to house sit for us, and what is your goal for moving to Mexico?
Okay, my main goal is because the U.S. is getting very expensive, and I want to live here, and I want to continue traveling to see where we're gonna live, and buy a house. And I love the people. People are very welcoming. Every time that we had accidents in Mexico, everybody comes together and helps us, and that's one of the main reasons I want to live here. People are very caring.
And both of your parents were Mexican?
Both of my parents were Mexican. My mom was born in Durango and my dad in Torreon. And they already passed, but I'm trying to get my citizenship to get my Mexican passport.
Right, and you faced some obstacles because there were some misspellings of your mom's name.
In my mom's birth certificate, there was a mistake, so then I had to correct it. I had to send my birth certificate and her birth certificate to Durango in order for them to change the certificate, and then send it back to Austin and correct it and amend it in order for me to start the Mexican process.
Okay. Now, for Bill, I want you guys to guess what Bill's nationality is, because Paulette and I both guessed it independently, but we guessed the same thing, and we were both, of course, wrong.
We were wrong.
So just think about Bill's, and see if you can come up with what Bill's nationality is. But Bill, your story is you were from Chicago?
Yes, sir. From Chicago, born and bred. And came to Texas in, I think, 1996. So I've been in Texas for almost 30 years now.
Wow.
So I guess I'm a true Texan now, after that long. But yeah, my roots are still Chicago.
Yeah. So your plan, Bianca, is to eventually move to Mexico, at least?
Absolutely. I do want to live here, and I do want to continue looking for a house.
And she just retired.
I just retired from my job, so I'm finally free.
Yeah. And Bill?
Yeah, I retired. Well, this January will be 2 years, and I would not mind living in Mexico. I like the weather, I like the people, I like everything about it.
You like it a little bit hotter than Blanca.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the heat doesn't bother me, so to me, no matter where we would live, how hot it was or any of that, I don't really care. I've always worked outside, so I'm kind of used to the sun and the heat. And
we're not completely sure Bill is right in the head, because he goes out every day in 100+ degree temperatures to wax his wife's car. Every day without miss.
Gotta keep it clean.
Yeah, he does try to keep it clean.
That's what retirement will do to you if you get bored.
Yeah.
And then Blanca doesn't want it so hot if she has her
I
way.
do not want to live in a city where it's very hot. That's the reason I like San Luis Potosí, but I would like to go to Querétaro and check it out and see if I like it.
There's a lot. There's a lot of places, and that's what we tell everybody. I mean, boots on the ground and stay there for a couple of weeks and just. I think after a couple of weeks, you're really going to get a feel for that area, whether it's for you or it's not.
Well, the weather here, to me, is perfect. I don't know if you'll find it anywhere else, as far as the temperature, humidity, breeze, and the wind and all that. Because the other places we've been at, I mean, it's nice, the weather's warm, which I like. But and some of them were a little more humid than others. Some of them didn't have much of a breeze at all.
Well, you liked Watuco.
Right, yeah, I liked it there. It
And I thought I was
wasn't bad.
gonna die in Watuco.
Yeah, to me it was the same weather, only hotter, of course, but you still had a good breeze. It's not like us by Texas, there's no breeze at all. I mean, so when it's 105 or whatever, you're feeling the 105.
Yeah.
No, when it's 105 in Texas, you're feeling like 140 with the humidity.
Right. We just got out of, I think it reached 72 days straight of over 100 degrees. Almost with number 2, the highest was in 2006 maybe, or 2003, I think it was 90 days, but.
Yeah.
So now you guys have traveled around Mexico.
I have traveled.
Yeah, Huatuco and Oaxaca
Merida?
and Merida and Progreso.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, not a lot of places, but
But when I was younger, I did travel to Guadalajara and I did go to Guanajuato, Michoacán. Maeva Las Hadas, Colima, I went there.
I did go to Tijuana in 1973 with my first wife for our honeymoon.
I used to go to Tijuana when I was younger and buy alcohol.
Yeah, I figured in Bill's case there was going to be alcohol involved in there somewhere.
And I don't know if I even drank there. I think I was only like 20. I wasn't even 21 yet.
So you were sweet and innocent then?
Yes, I was.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And now I'm just
Did you see 3 of the people at our table rolled our eyes after he said that?
So when do you think that you might make the move, or is it all just so new still because you just retired? I mean, do you have like a goal, like in a year, 2 years, 3 years?
Well, I think our goal would be 2 years.
Okay.
Because we still have to sell the house and then we have to sell everything
And all
we
that
have.
stuff does take time.
It takes a lot of
plus
time.
And
I'm old, so I better do it pretty soon.
And another very important thing
Yeah.
is if he can get private insurance because he's 70 years old. So that's important too.
But a lot of people pay as they go too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we did the government insurance. I think we shared that with you. The IMSS.
IMSS.
Yeah, we did that for 2 years, and then we went to private, and now we're winging it. And a lot of people do wing it
Yeah.
in Mexico, but you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I think you still can get private insurance at 70. It might cost you because every year
You're
they,
gonna pay a little more
you know,
because of your age.
yeah, it goes up.
Same in the
Yeah.
US.
You
In
know.
the United States, same thing as you age.
Yeah,
And same with life insurance. I
yeah.
don't know if they have life insurance in Mexico, do they?
I don't know. Do they have life insurance in Mexico? I
Yeah,
don't
we've
know.
never actually looked into that.
I would think they would, but maybe not.
I don't know. I know that you can get like your house insurance, but
Yeah.
but we decided not to in case, you know, like there's a fire, but everything's brick
Yeah.
and mortar,
Right.
so
Yeah.
there's not going to be too much of a fire.
No.
If anything, your contents go up in smoke,
Right,
but
the
the
furniture.
structure
Yeah.
is still
But
there.
the
Yeah,
structure,
the
yeah.
house would pretty
Right.
much still be intact.
Yeah, I don't know if I would even get home insurance.
Yeah, and so we opted not to. I mean, you can, but I talking to a lot of people, it was, nobody had it.
Yeah.
So we didn't do it either. We just
Yeah.
kind of go with the flow.
In the States, it's more for fire, wind,
Yeah, yeah.
ice storm, stuff like that. Yeah.
Hurricanes,
Flooding,
whatever.
like that.
Yeah,
So one of the reasons why we chose San Luis Potosi is that there weren't many earthquakes that happened here, no volcanoes, and Paula's biggest fear, a tsunami, was not going to get her from here.
I didn't want to be where there is any natural disasters.
Yeah.
I mean, if something happens, it happens, but knowing that going into it, no,
Yeah,
I didn't want to do that.
yeah,
But, you know, like we say, we love San Luis Potosi, so
yeah.
it works for us very well.
Earlier you mentioned Querétaro as a possible place to look at there.
I've never been there, but
Yeah.
I've watched
Have
videos.
you watched videos
I watched
of it?
videos and people moving there and they really like it, so
Yeah.
I wanted to see
It's a
like that's a fit for us.
It's a bigger city, really expanding, and The weather is very similar to.
Yeah, the weather's pretty much the
Yeah.
same.
I mean, I like the ocean, like in Oaxaca,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Huatuco, but whether I'd really use it that much, in reality, once I was there, I don't know.
Well, you would
Yeah.
suntan, you would.
Yeah, I would
go
use the
out there.
sun, but I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
gonna need the water.
Yeah,
So I could just, if I had a house, I'd go out in my yard or
Right.
like you have here up on the top of the patio.
true,
Or like that, that would be fine for me. I don't need to go to the ocean. It's not
true,
like I'm gonna go out there swimming with the sharks,
right,
swimming with the fish.
right.
Probably Bill's biggest issue is where can I buy a 55-gallon drum of wax?
Right, I need spray wax.
Yeah,
I have to buy it and bring it over from the US.
which brings me to my next question. Would you consider bringing your own car to Mexico, or would you just sell your cars?
I would, but if I have to bring it back in so many years, I don't know, I'd rather than just sell it and buy a car here.
Yeah,
Because I would rather buy, if I sold my car, I'd come here and buy a small truck, because
Right.
I love the small truck.
right. Whereas
Right,
like,
and then if she comes in with her dual citizenship, I don't know if they can bring,
right.
I don't know, because he's gonna come in under her,
Uh-huh.
But if the
so,
car was in her name,
So-
could she bring it?
no, I don't think so, not if she's.
No.
mm-mm.
No.
No, because I
No,
was.
because she
So-
can't have
Mexican
a, yeah,
citizen.
she can't have a
Yeah,
foreign-plated car.
Your best bet might be just to buy.
Just to buy a
Mexican
vehicle
plated
here when
car
you come.
here and not have to,
Or I could buy a little Volkswagen Bug. I
yeah,
could
Oh,
do
yeah, you'll find those around
that. I see them all
Mexico.
over, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
and paint like a number 53 on the hood
Right,
with the
yeah, Herbie.
blue and red stripe over it. Call
With
yourself
Herbie, yeah.
Herbie, well, you would be Bill the love bug, but, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
So those
So-
are just things to consider down the
Uh-huh.
line.
What would stop you from moving to Mexico?
I think it would be, if it would be like the crime in the
Yeah.
US,
Uh-huh,
like violence, that's
If there was a
happening
lot
in
of
the
crime,
US.
but then you
A
would
lot
know
of
that
crime, and
area.
you would
yeah.
know it once you get.
So you
Right.
probably wouldn't come to that area then if you knew that.
right,
it was
but
like
you
that.
yourself said you would never consider a move to like Juarez or someplace
Or
like
not
that.
Juarez,
Would be-
because I lived there for 10 years and
Yeah.
I did not like it. Now it's getting worse because I have family members who live
Mhm.
there. And Juarez would not be one of my options to move to Mexico.
It's like the United States, though.
Because
I mean,
that's
if I was
where
gonna
the
move from here to the
cartels are.
United States, I'd look at the same thing.
Uh-huh,
If I was gonna go to Chicago or somewhere where there was a lot of
Detroit.
crime, Detroit, or Los Angeles, of course, I'm just not gonna go there.
Right.
I'd move
Yeah.
somewhere else where it's, everywhere's gonna have crime, but
mhm,
I don't want crime if I walk out my door and I gotta deal with it every minute when I
Right.
walk out the
Right.
door. Now, if I know, okay, 2 miles away, somebody got robbed or somebody might have got shot here or there, that's gonna probably happen in any city, anywhere, anytime. And you just have to avoid that stuff.
Yeah.
And there,
It's like anywhere else, you still have to use some common sense and
Exactly.
look out for your
Yes.
own personal
Exactly.
safety, be aware of your surroundings and environment, and have some idea of what the good places to go versus the not so good places to go, and just use that. But that's in Mexico, that's everywhere in the world, that's in the
Exactly.
United States.
leave
you
all my
know.
gold chains at home and
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
you might want to drop your Mr. T
Outfit.
thing, your outfit, yeah, plus you'd really have to grow your hair a little longer to make
Yeah.
an effective mohawk.
Right, yeah. Or glue.
Yeah. There you go.
So you're thinking maybe 2 years,
2 years.
okay? And Bill's okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, I have family in the United States, but my daughter lives in Chicago, so it's not like she's close. So
Right,
if she got to take a plane to come visit me in Texas, it'd be just as easy to take a plane to come visit me
Mhm.
in Mexico.
right,
And my son is also in Portland, so
Right.
same thing. And so it's not like I see him every day.
right,
It would be different if, they lived very close and I was with them every day and my grandkids every day.
right.
So, and same thing, I can go from Mexico to them and visit, and so.
Exactly.
That part of it, no, that wouldn't keep me there, so there's really nothing,
What about you, Blanca? You're real close with your
Well, I'm
daughter.
very close with my daughter, but she travels to Mexico a lot of times.
okay.
So because her dad is from Mexico, so she comes here very often, so she can come visit me anytime.
There you go. That's true.
So,
That's true. And
Mhm.
you can always make a pit stop back to Texas and
Exactly.
visit and
Right?
pick up whatever supplies you need while you're in
Exactly.
Texas and bring them back here with you.
I mean, we could do like you did, drive over the
Come
border and go and visit and stay a week or two and come back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. And I can't remember what the rule is. You can have your Mexican plated car in the US for
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah, so that's.
Wow, that's a long
That's a
time.
long
Mhm.
time. That is a long
That's a really long time. Okay, well, that's longer than I thought. So, yeah,
Yeah.
you could do that and that's not a problem.
Mhm.
And you can drive on your Mexican driver's license.
Uh-huh.
That's not a problem in the US.
So if you come here and I have like American license like I have,
Mhm.
how long can I use that or can I use it at all?
You
until I
can, you
have
can
to-
use it.
Yeah.
We have our US driver's
Yeah.
license and we have our
So you
Mexican
get
driver's
both.
license.
So to get your Mexican driver's license, you gotta go take a test?
No,
No, we did
when
not
you're
have
old,
to.
you don't have to take a test.
Yeah.
I have a- I have a-
Age does have its benefits in some cases.
I have a CDL, so I just was wondering, what would you do with that?
Yeah, I mean, it was real simple when we got ours.
I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't know if they have CDLs here. I tried looking it up, but it gave me.
What is it? What is it? Did you say?
CDL,
What does that mean?
commercial driver's
Oh,
license,
commercial
so I can drive
driver's
a truck and
I was thinking
trailer.
California
Yeah,
driver's
that's
license.
So you can drive
Yeah.
the big trucks that have,
Yeah.
any vehicle that has air brakes or is over a certain amount of weight
Um,
or has those big long trailers at the back of it, you need a special license to drive for this.
Would you be doing that here?
No,
Okay,
no,
so then you really don't need it.
Yeah.
no, I don't need
He
it.
just likes to
and mine-
think he could.
And mine's good until 2028,
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
your license.
right, that license.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just curious, this is totally off subject, but in Texas, how long, is your driver's license good for 4 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the CDL is good for 8,
Oh, okay,
Okay.
longer, I guess.
So-
interesting.
In Mexico, you can drive on your license from another country as long as that license is valid.
Current.
Right, correct.
So,
Right.
um,
So, what do you do if, okay, I'm living here, I'm driving on my driver's license.
Mhm.
When that license is ready to expire and I have to get it renewed,
I would get a Mexican driver's license before.
yeah, I would get a Mexican driver's license, but a lot of
Right.
states offer you the opportunity or choice to renew online too.
okay, so my question was really gonna be if I renew my American driver's license, what address am I putting on there? Because I can't use my old address since I'm not living there anymore.
Use your daughter's.
Use your daughter's address.
Yeah.
Just use an address somewhere.
Well, my daughter's not living, my daughter's in Illinois, so.
Okay, well,
But in
Blanca's
Texas.
daughter.
Yeah.
I have to get like, so, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I was wondering, what address do you put on it?
And that's another thing too, is for a lot of credit card companies, you will need a US address too.
And a phone number.
Even
And a
And you
US
still
phone
have to have
number,
a
banking,
US,
yeah.
phone number.
So,
Just someone I'm sure they can contact in case something
Yeah.
comes up with the bill or some payment.
Mhm. Yeah, I'd probably just use, your daughter's address is what I would do. I don't think you have to go through the hassle of getting a forwarding mailbox
Mailbox,
company
no,
or
I don't.
anything in Texas. If you could just use hers.
And the phone number, we would just keep our same phone number unless we
If you
switched
wanted
over.
to, if you
unless we
wanted
switched over
to,
to a
if you want
carrier.
to, but then you would have two different carriers. You would be paying your US
And then the one here.
phone number and then your
And then
Mexican
So it'd be better to switch.
phone
over.
number.
Yeah, to me, it'd be better. to
So, I
switch
mean,
over.
I think some people do that.
yeah, or you just get a virtual number from the US
Yeah.
and have that, using Magic Jack or one of those other companies that, Google Voice, although it doesn't always necessarily work well here in Mexico, but just as a number, a US number to have in case someone needs to call you back from some governmental agency and they cannot dial a foreign number, which we discovered with Social Security, they can't call you on a foreign number, you have to have a US
US
number.
number.
So,
Mhm.
any advice for others that are watching the video looking to move to Mexico or?
With my situation, prepare with all your paperwork. That's very
Yeah.
important because with my mom, I needed the death certificate and I wasn't able to get it because the funeral home never notified the registro civil here in Mexico. So there's no data or anything, no, that she was ever dead. And that's very important because at the consulate in San Antonio, it's required. And one of the lawyers here in Mexico told me to go to the Registro Civil here in Mexico, and they will not ask me for that death certificate. Only my mom's birth certificate and my birth certificate.
Yeah, I'm really not
Both
sure
of them
why
apostle.
you need a death certificate for what you're asking to apply for. She's dead, okay, what does that matter? Whether she was dead or alive, I don't understand. Because your mother wouldn't really have nothing would change on your mother's deal for what you're trying to do.
Right.
Yeah,
For you, yes, if it was something that
Yeah.
you were doing, I understand, but
right.
I don't know.
But in Blanca's case, she's applying for citizenship
Exactly.
in Mexico.
Mexico.
She's not, so it's a bunch of different steps rather than applying for temporary or permanent
Exactly.
residency.
In his case, will be permanent, so
Yeah.
it's a different situation, so he would.
And I forget, if he comes under you, I think it's what, a year they have to wait? Maybe 2 at the very most, I can't remember.
Not sure, but you can come in under
Yeah,
Temporary?
family,
Oh,
there's
family
like a
unit.
family unification
Oh, that's true.
program.
yeah, where he could definitely come under Blanca.
Yeah,
But I can't remember how long it's for, that you have to wait, maybe a year or 2, I'm not quite sure.
yeah.
Something like that.
So, did anyone guess Bill's nationality yet? Do you have a guess? Put it in the comment section below. I'll let you know if you were
Right? Or
right
wrong?
or not right.
If you get it right, there's a prize. We don't know what the prize is yet.
Yeah.
It's Bill.
Yeah,
Bill's the
Bill,
prize.
yeah. If it's,
One free strip show. but
you'll
that's-
know you won if a strange man shows up at your doorstep.
The singing telegram.
The singing telegram, yeah.
That's the prize.
Yeah,
That's it. So you may not want to guess.
yeah,
Not correctly anyhow.
yeah. Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, now it's time for the crazy YouTube thumbnail pose.
I don't know what you're going to use.
Send your donations to.
There you go.
Send your
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
BillTheStud@gmail.com.
My stage name, Wild Bill Big Cock.
Oh, yes. That's even worse.
You better watch it. He'll take out the
Yeah,
whole
right.
front row if you're not paying attention. That's right.
Oh my God. As always, from the 2 travelers in Mexico.
What
What she did.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.